Hey friends, so we're going to continue working with multiplication and equal groups and learning how to use those to multiply. So we're going to start off by counting by threes, not by twos, by threes, all the way to 21. So we're going to start at 0, and we're going to skip 2 to get to 3. So 0, 3, count with me, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then 21. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. 21, 18, 15, good job, keep going, 12, 9, 6, 3, and then 0. Good job. All right, we're going to practice a problem here, and we are going to look at this, and I want you to look and see how many groups do I have right here? How many equal groups do I have? Yep, 3 groups. Good job. And how many are in each group? 5. Good job. So I'm going to write a repeated addition problem to represent that. I have 3 groups of 5, right? Or I have 3 5s. So I'm going to say 5 plus 5 plus 5. Make this bigger so you can see it. Okay, there we go. So I have 5 plus 5 plus 5. And then I count by 5 3 times. 5, 10, 15 is my answer. All right, now if I'm going to write a multiplication equation, I know that I have 3, right? And we know that the multiplication sign is short for groups of. So 3 groups of 5. Or 3 times 5. And that's going to be the same thing. 15. Good job. All right, let's do our application problem. It says, Robbie sees that a carton of eggs shows an array with 2 rows of 6 eggs. What is the total number of eggs in the carton? So that's an important word, total. And we have 2 rows and 6 eggs in each row. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. So I have 2 rows, which rows go across, and I have 6 in each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, I know that I have repeated addition. I have 6 here plus 6 here. So 6 plus 6, that's a doubles fact. You should know that, is 12. Now, if I want to write that as a multiplication sentence, I know that I have 2 groups or 2 rows with 6 in each of them. So I'm going to do 2 groups of 6, or 2 times 6. And that's going to equal 12. Good job. Now I need to make sure I put a label on that, so I'm going to do 12 eggs, because we're not talking about books, we're not talking about dogs, we're talking about eggs. Good job. Okay, so let's look at this problem. Let's look at our green triangles. We have 4 groups. We have 4 equal groups, okay? So that's the number of groups that we have, the number of groups of triangles that we have. Now, let's think about how many triangles are in each one of those groups. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, okay? So that's going to go in our blank right here. Right up here is going to go 3. Because we have 4 groups of 3. So 4 times 3. Now, to find my answer, right, I can use repeated addition, or I'm going to use other strategies. So we're not going to quite worry about our answer quite yet. We're going to get to that. But I want you to know that these, the 4 and the 3, those are things called factors. Now, factors tell us, those are the numbers in a multiplication sentence, okay? So they tell us the number of groups, so we have 4, because that's how many groups we have, and the number in each group, which is 3, okay? So those are called factors. Okay, so we know that our factors are 4 and 3, because we had 4 groups of 3. Okay, so we're going to draw an array. So we have 4 groups of 3. So we're going to draw an array with 4 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to have 3 in each row. So I already have 1 drawn. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now I have an array. I have 4 rows with 3 in each row, which is the same as having 4 groups of 3. Okay, so now that we've drawn an array, we're now going to find the amount that we have. So we're going to use repeated addition to do that. So I'm going to do 4 plus, you know what, I'm going to use the text tool instead. So that's going to be a little bit too messy. So I'm going to do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And that's going to equal, well, we know that 4, or no, I had too many 4s. I'm sorry. I only have 3 4s. That was my fault. So we're going to do 4 plus 4 plus 4. Well, we know 4 plus 4 is a double, which equals 8. Good job. And then 8 plus 4 is 12. Good job. So 4 plus 4 plus 4, the repeated addition, is going to be 12. So then we know that 4 times 3, that's going to equal 12. Good job. So 4 times 3 is 12. So that's our answer. Now, we're going to learn something different. We're going to use a number bond, just like we did with addition and subtraction, but now we're going to do a number bond with multiplication. Now, this is something new, so I need you to focus and pay attention. So I want to draw a circle with our total amount. So here I am, and in it, I'm going to write 12, because that's our total. That's our answer. Okay, see that? So here's 12, and here's 12. Okay, now, I'm going to draw parts coming out of our total. So coming out of our total, I'm going to draw each row of our array, which we had 4 rows because we had 4 groups. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, kind of looks like a spider, 3, 4. Okay, and each of those is going to be a circle. So I'm really just drawing our 4 groups, right? Our 4 equal groups. So I'm going to do that. Then, in each group, I had 3, right? I had 3 in each one of our 4 equal groups. So inside each one of these little circles, I'm going to write the size of our group, which was 3. Okay, so I have 4, let's look at this. I have 4, those are our circles. The 4 is represented by our circles, our 4 circles, right? Because I have 4 groups of 3. So then our 3 is represented by writing the number 3 inside of each circle. So I still have my 4 groups of 3. I still have that. It's still represented in my number bond. And it's equal to 12. So that's where our 12 comes from. So here is an analysis. So this explains what we just did. We have 4, which is the number of groups. These are our factors. Remember, these are called factors. So 4 is our number of groups, okay? 3 is the size of the group, and then the total is 12. Okay, so now we're going to do some problems using what we just learned about factors and multiplication and equal groups and all of the things. Okay? So, number 1 says, there are 5 flowers in each bunch. How many flowers are there in 4 bunches? Okay, so let's break this down. Number of groups. Okay, how many groups of flowers do we have? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. The size of each group. So how many flowers are inside each one of those groups? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. 5. So then we have 4 times 5. So we have 4 equal groups of 5. Okay? So we can skip count. You can do an array. You can do repeated addition. So if I did repeated addition, it's going to be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. It's going to equal 20. You can also skip count by 5s 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? So our answer is going to be 20 right here. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. Whoops. Okay. There are 20 flowers all together. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do another one. There are 4 oranges in each row. So now we're looking at an array. Instead of equal groups, it's now an array, which is just made up of equal groups. There are 4 oranges in each row. How many oranges are there in blank rows? So now it's asking us how many rows there are. So we know there's 1, 2, 3 rows. So there's 3 rows. So the number of rows we have is 3, and the size of each row, so inside each row there are 4. Okay, so now the number of rows, now we're entering in our factors. The number of rows is 3, and it already has the size of each row in there. So 3 times 4, repeated addition, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is equal to 12. Good job. So our answer right here is going to be 12. There are 12 oranges all together. Okay, let's do one more problem. Write a multiplication equation for the array shown below. Okay, so let's look at this. We're writing a multiplication equation. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So I'm going to write 4 times, let's look at how many are in each row. 1, 2, 3. So 4 times 3. We just did that, so we should already know our answer. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, now draw a number bond. Now this is important. You're going to have to do this on Seesaw. Number bond for the array. This is the new thing that we learned today. So our total goes up in this big circle, right? Okay, and we have our 4 rows. So we're going to have 4 little spider legs coming out of it. And then inside the circles and the spider legs is how many are in each row, which is 3. So we're going to put that right in the circle. Okay. And that is our number bond. Good job. Make sure you go on Zern and do Mission 1, Lesson 3, and then do your exit ticket on Seesaw.